Hey YouTubers, welcome back to another Utah Adventure Ride video. So as soon as we got onto the dirt this week, we encountered this little group, and it looks to me like this little dude is seriously reconsidering this whole motorcycle racing stuff. Stick around and we'll see if this might just be a little of what storytellers call foreshadowing. This week, we started in Saratoga Springs, Utah, on the western shore of Utah Lake. It's just Drew on his 950 KTM and me on my CFMoto 450 MT. Our route this week starts by heading up Israel Canyon, a reportedly moderately difficult trail heading over the lake mountains to the west, eventually dropping down into the Cedar Valley where we rode last week, and then south into Eureka for lunch. As you'll see here, the trail gains altitude fairly quickly and is pretty washed out and rocky in places. I'm still on the steep part of the learning curve for this video stuff, but I think I've made some improvements both in editing and the audio. I guess I'll let you be the judge of that. So we're taking it pretty easy here, just picking our way up because we really don't know quite what to expect. As I said, it's fairly rough and rocky and washed out in places, but nothing to challenge us too much so far. I purposely dropped back a little bit from Drew because I wanted to have space in the slower sections and not have him right in front of me. So as we make our way around this bend, the canyon starts to open up, but it's really starting to get steep and loose. It's a straight shot from here, but as you can see, you've really got to pick your line. And lo and behold, boom, Drew goes down. And that's just the start of our problems. I made the stupid mistake of stopping on this loose, rocky 20% grade. And as you can see, I will soon pay for it.
I'm top line.
Yeah, I probably know what you're thinking, but trust me, the camera does not begin to do this justice. After several minutes of heated effort, we were unable to make any forward progress, and I think wisely decided to turn around and head down the mountain and live to fight another day. Drew's convinced that his bike stalled and that's the only reason he went down, and I'm pretty convinced that had I not stopped, I would have been able to sail up it. Anyway, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. We jumped back on the pavement and headed south for a few miles and then took Soldier Summit over the same mountain range, which dumped us off right where we were planning on heading anyway. If this looks familiar, that's because it's the same Powerline road from my last video, but you also may notice that Drew and I are pushing a much brisker pace. The conditions were great again, and I tell you, this road can be a real gas, especially clipping along at this kind of pace. Let's just take a minute to watch and listen. So last week we turned right here at the gate and headed down to Hommansville Pass over into Eureka. But this week we're going to go left and head down to Little Moab. Here we are in the Little Moab area, and from here we jump on the Little Moab to Slant Pass Trail. This trail is like 7 miles of this technical, winding, up and down, double-track Jeep road that's intermixed with rocks, sand, mud puddles, you name it. Really fun stuff. Once again, we were pushing the pace pretty good, even if that meant speeds down as low as 10 or 15 miles an hour for certain sections. Enough so that I didn't even notice until I saw the video of the stunning views, especially off to the east with the mountains in the background. Right about here, if you watch close, you'll see that I hit a rock that knocks my front end over about a foot, but the CFMoto just takes it in stride. Here comes the steepest and trickiest downhill of the whole trail, and once again the camera doesn't do it justice, but just listen to the engine braking. Here's the only other soul we saw on that entire section of trail, and it's another adventure rider like us. The trail finishes here on the climb up to the Tintic Railway Tunnel, and I finally gave Drew a chance to lead for a bit. I wish I would have given him more so that you could have seen the perspective on the video. We headed through the tunnel, which I didn't film this time, and then took the more technical route into Eureka for our lunch. By the time we finished our lunch, it was starting to get late, so we decided to just take tarmac home. We did take the short detour on the Dividend Road, though, passing the former town and mine site that gave it its name. Then it was back down to Highway 68, the same road we started from, for our 50-ish mile journey back north. Relatively boring, but still some stunning views of Utah Lake and the Wasatch Mountains to our right, that we sometimes take for granted when you live in such a beautiful place. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.